Hi, beloved parishioners of St. Mary's. It's good to be with you yet again this week. I know via video, but I hope this is the last weekend via video, and the next time that I am with you will be in person in less than a month. I hope, God willing. Pray for that. I'll pray for it as well. I miss you all. Want to be with you all so badly. Want to talk just briefly about the readings again this week. Just message of good news, right? It's all good news. Well, it sounds like the times are running short. The church focuses our attention on the return of God and the end times, turbulent times. And we might be looking around saying, oh my goodness, everywhere we look, there's turbulence. But God assures us. He gives us the assurance of His presence. He gives us the assurance of His triumph. Next weekend, we're going to hear about Christ the King, who has dominion over all powers, over all nations. He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And then we're going to be moving into Advent, and we shall enter that special time when we will sing the O come, Emmanuel. O come, God is with us. And so, brothers and sisters, the church wants to make our hearts ready to receive Christ the King. Last week, we heard about the widow and how Jesus sees the widow's might. He sees her intentions. He sees in a way as He's watching those drop their offerings into the treasury of the temple, and He sees the intention behind their offerings. So Jesus sees our hearts. He sees what we desire to give, and He takes all of that into account. In our first reading in Daniel today, He says that the wise shall shine like the stars of heaven. We are His beloved. If He leaves the 99 to go after the one, and you all know that praise song that Chosen sings for us, that beautiful song, He's always willing to come after us. He loves His own. We are His own. He always provides for His people. He always provides for His sheep under His care. That's you. That's me. So we can have trust in Him. We know that no matter what happens around us, God is with us. He is Emmanuel with us. So we're going to next weekend hear about Christ the King. We know that He is triumphant. We know the day will come when He'll come again in glory and take all things to Himself. Heaven and earth will pass away as we know, but there will be a new heaven and a new earth, and we will be with Him, and He will wipe every tear from our eyes. He will be close to us and nearer to ourselves than we could possibly even imagine. Then we're going to be moving into the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, that solemnity that will be December 9th this year. And then we have that special feast that we always celebrate of Our Lady of Guadalupe on the 12th. So much to celebrate that is forthcoming. If we take these readings at the end of the liturgical year right now, we're in Sunday, the 33rd Sunday of Ordinary Time. Next week is Christ the King, and then we go into Advent. What we see is this whole entire movement of God's providence and how He comes to meet us, how He reminds us as His bride, as His church, that He is with us and walks with us daily, step by step. He walks with us in our own lives, and He walks with us throughout salvation history. Now, you know, last week I mentioned and made reference to our annual capital campaign. And thank you. I hear so many of you have responded via messages to me, whether it be emails, some via text, through the office. Thank you so much for your generous response and having received that message so well. I mentioned that we have our annual campaign that we have every year that covers the expenses in the parish. So that's everything from the school to our parish expenses, just the normal day-to-day operation expenses. So the collection and what you are signing today is actually for the annual appeal, just to cover our family parish needs that we have on an annual basis. I also mentioned that, of course, expenses have gone up just like as they have in your own homes. So I recognize that entirely and thank you for your generosity and desire to give. Yes, some of our revenues have increased within the parish too, but we also have additional expenses. We will be hiring a business manager to replace Mrs. Laurie, as I mentioned last week, and a separate secretarial position. She was doing 2 of those jobs and 1. Now we will separate those, so we will have to hire for both of those positions. So keep in mind your parish family. I also during and that's for our annual appeal. I also mentioned our capital campaign, and that's for the gymnasium. And we had one very generous family that came forward recently this past year with a gift of $100,000. So we thank that family, we pray for that family. And we also had another family that I want to be a little clear on this week. For the capital campaign that covers the gymnasium, that's actually a separate appeal. So the second family that came forward, they are willing to match our funds, our dollars, to give $2. So for every dollar that we give, every dollar that you give, they're willing to give $2 up to $200,000. That literally could eradicate our whole entire gymnasium debt. And that is the capital campaign. You receive that envelope on a monthly basis at home. You can also go online and make a donation to the capital campaign. Again, every dollar that you give, they're going to match it $2. We literally can wipe that debt out that we have right now. Lastly, brothers and sisters, I just want to thank you again. You are amazing. I can't wait to be back with you during the Christmas season, to be home for Christmas with you, to share Christmas with you. I'm praying for you. I just offered Sunday Mass for you. I'll be offering this coming Sunday's Mass for you. I'm praying for you continually. I thank you for the generosity in your heart in helping to care for our family here within the parish. May God bless you abundantly in this season and in the Advent season to come.